agree. I had Jack Catterall winning it by at least 8 rounds. I remember there was a 10-8 round. Both fighters had a point taken off by the referee. Jack Catterall, I gave Josh Taylor 7, 9, 10 and 12. I'm sure if Josh Taylor's at home when he watches this, he'll think, you know what, I had a bit of a luck tonight, and I won a fight I shouldn't have won. I feel so much for Catterall's team and Jamie Moore, because they put a lot of work and effort into this. That won't happen again, because Taylor will probably move up. Catterall, that might be his chance, that he's lost his chance to be a unified world champion. I'm absolutely gutted. And listen, it's just a matter of opinion. I'm not a trained judge, so I don't know what they look for, what they don't look for. I'm using the naked eye. But don't tell me to believe me and not your lying eye, not my lying eyes. I know what I saw. The public know what they saw. There's got to be some kind of change, because I've seen it happen so many times in boxing, all the years I've been in it, and it just doesn't do us any favours.
Right.
You can only think that the judges were swayed by the crowd with the noise. But even at that, I think Jack Catterall subdued the crowd. He silenced them a bit, really, because he started so well, got off to a great start, won the first round. The second round was close. Then third, fourth, fifth, sixth, I thought, Taylor. I thought first half of the fight, Taylor was dominant, and Catterall. Taylor got into the fight a bit in the middle rounds, but forcing it and roughing it, and it wasn't tidy. But he won some of those rounds. Taylor just didn't get going in the fight, and that's probably because Catterall didn't let him get going, because he started so sharp and just bust the first half. It wasn't a good performance from Taylor, but I think maybe that's because it was a good performance from Jack, and bad style, weight, whatever. You can pick excuses out, can't you? But bottom line, the wrong man got the decision, in my opinion, and I think in the overwhelming majority of people's opinions.
Well, I think it was quite clear that Catterall won the fight. That's the truth of it. I think it's disgusting. Again, another one. The problem with things like this, obviously,
not be surprised anymore.
Well, no, it's not surprising. Like, Catterall's ambition to be a world champion is gone for now, and he'd be broken-hearted. His undefeated record's gone. Josh Taylor, he'd be happy he's won, obviously, but it doesn't help him, because he's going to get all the criticism that he didn't score the fight. He's going to get all the criticism and the hassle on Twitter and all the rest of the shit. It's just not right. It's disgusting, and it's not corruption. And I'm not saying incompetence, because I know some of these judges and referees, and they're good. But that tonight, and too often now, I don't know what the criteria is, what they're looking for. Because they're not looking for what I'm looking for, and what all the people I was around were looking at, and it seemed everyone else.
Yeah.
The making weight and whatever, but it's taken away from how good a performance that was. We always wondered and tried to perceive whether he was world class, and we didn't know because he hadn't shown that before. But he always just does enough to win. He didn't need to, and then tonight, his crown and glory, he stepped up to the plate, and more coming into his backyard and waiting all that time, stepping aside, and it's supposed to be his crown and glory, and he just never got it. And it's hard for me to swallow. So I can understand why he's annoyed and frustrated and doesn't want to do the interviews, because that changes his life.
Yeah.
You get the decision there that's life changing, and he hasn't got that moment, and it's so sad.
Mate, we saw, in my opinion, a really good, close, nitty-gritty fight, but there was one guy that rose, and it wasn't the guy that I expected to rise. Right at the start of this fight, when we were making predictions, I said through 6 rounds, Taylor Catterall will be tight, because Jack will obviously raise to a level that he has never been at before, and then Josh will make the adjustments and he'll come on strong in the second half of the fight. That did not happen. Josh Taylor couldn't get his work off, hardly at all throughout the course of the fight. And Jack was majestic. The game plan was, it wasn't a pretty fight. It was an ugly watch, there's no doubt about that. But for me, the scorecard at the end that I wrote down with the deductions, with the knockdown, 114, 111 in favour of Jack Catterall.
He was scoring that all the way through.
All the way through it. 114, 111 in his favour with the deductions and what have you. To have...
Could have been wider than that.
It could have been wider than that, because obviously we're in here and it's a fantastic atmosphere, sensational atmosphere, and you do react. I get it, you do react, but when you're ringside and those judges were closer than we were, you can see if shots are landing or not.
Yeah.
And those shots, there's a lot of shots that Josh were doing tonight, and they were not landing. Jack Catterall was majestic, and I hate using the term robbery because there's certain rounds in there that are very, very tight.
Yeah.
But it feels now, and we're literally 5 minutes after that decision, they just left the ring. It feels like the lad from Chorley's been robbed. That was his crowning moment tonight. He rose to the challenge. He performed
Well, he's come
sensationally.
here, he's come to Glasgow as well. Lions Den.
He was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. I'm gutted for him. Absolutely gutted for him,
Yeah, me
because
too.
shit like that should not happen in the sport.
I thought Jack Catterall won the fight. I'm asking everybody around ringside, and they all thought Jack Catterall won the fight. I just want to make it clear that I'm good friends with Josh and Jack, but I always like to be honest, and I try to score a fight from a neutral perspective, and I don't see a way that a judge gives that to Jack. If I'm being honest, I think the judges didn't have control of the fight. I don't think the referee had control of the fight. There was 2 point deductions. I don't think any of them were warranted. If I'm being honest, it was almost like, I'll give him a deduction, I'm going to give you a deduction. It's just this fucking game. It's you know, you get sick of it. You know what I mean? I love Josh. I'm going to his wedding, by the way. Hopefully, I still am. Love him, and I love his family. I love his fiance to be, or his wife to be, Danielle, and his mum and dad. Great people, but you have to be fair, and the wrong man got his hand raised. Simple.
What can I say? There's not many words, is there? Everyone in the arena, everyone around the world knows what happened, you know what I mean? So it's disgusting, really, horrible, absolutely outrageous. I can't even say anything about it. There's no words that can put it into, you know, what I'm feeling and what I felt, because I've seen Jack, seen the blood, seen the tears, seen the sweat, and he deserved it tonight, and everyone agrees with me. Do you know what I mean? And this guy knows as well.
Catterall executed his game plan perfectly. I spoke to Jamie Moore all week, and they were so confident. They knew exactly what they were going to do. They knew how to fight Josh Taylor. Jack looked amazing at the weight. Josh didn't really, and they won tonight. And I think they won comfortably, and that's why I feel a bit sick. This isn't a, you know, when you see decisions, when I've been watching as a fan, I sometimes wonder how's it happened, and think maybe is a promoter involved or something. But I can't understand this one on such a big stage. This is the first time 2 British guys have fought for all 4 belts on British soil, and that's a bit of an embarrassment.
And in terms of the scoring, a lot has been said about judges scoring, it being sometimes poor on these shores. What's your reflections on the scoring? Obviously, you thought Jack Catterall won, but the scoring as well there.
There's one particular scorecard, 114, 111, which is one of the most disgraceful things I've ever seen.
It's a fucking joke. It's a fucking joke. It's an embarrassment. I swear, I have got nothing but respect for most of the fucking BBC, the officials. They do it for fuck all, or maybe they get. It's a fucking joke. I'm embarrassed for them. I've just told Bobby Smith, I'm embarrassed for them. I'm fucking absolutely. And they're laughing. They're laughing at. I swear, even listen, I'm cool. Jack's a nice fella. Good luck to him. I don't give a fuck what the excuse he's got. Never in a million years did he win that fucking fight. Not one fucking chance. And when he went split, I thought, you're kidding me. He's amazing. It's a disgrace. Listen,